We'll watch this. It's 8 minutes. Everybody tune in and pay attention, and then let's talk about it after. Try to get focused here on the rest of the week. And then we'll talk about whatever else we want after. Let's get in.
If you deliberately plan to be less than you are capable of being, then I warn you that you will be unhappy for the rest of your life. You'll be evading your own capacities, your own possibilities. We all come from poor backgrounds, some of us more recently than others, and the ancient fear of making a decision that could result in disaster still haunts the corridors of our minds. We really don't have time to keep saying no if we expect to succeed. Survival should not be the only option for a human being. Human beings simply require more. Why should we not say yes to a life?
Why do some people do so well in life, while so many more do not? It is our attitude toward life which will determine life's attitude toward us. We shape our own lives, and the shapes of them will be determined by our attitudes. There are literally millions of human beings living narrow, darkened, frustrated lives, living defensively, simply because they take a defensive, doubtful attitude toward themselves, and as a result, toward life in general. Attitude is a reflection, a result of a person's will. It is incalculably powerful. Actions trigger feelings, just as feelings trigger actions. A good attitude can change a person's life as dramatically as walking from a darkened room into the bright, clear light of day. You must first become, mentally, from an attitude standpoint, that which you wish to achieve.
What we do is a matter of choice. We are what we do and how we do what we do. But what we do and how we do what we do are matters of personal choice. We are the only creatures on the planet Earth with a choice as to what we do and how we do it. And saying yes can lead us to excellence. Yes, I will do that to the very best of my ability. If you think you can succeed in a large way and play it safe at the same time, you're sadly mistaken. Success takes risk. It takes full commitment. You go out on the limb, so to speak, and take your chances alone. Sometimes one wonders how many times we must be bludgeoned over the head with liberating truth before we can muster the confidence to stand up on our own hind legs and build great lives for ourselves. Listen to that inner voice. Dream lofty dreams, and as you dream, so shall you become. Your vision is the promise of what you shall one day be. Your ideal is the prophecy of what you shall at last unveil. Dreams are the seedlings of realities. Into your hands will be placed the exact results of your own thoughts. You will receive that which you earn, no more, no less. Stop carrying around a mental picture of yourself as a defeated, worthless person. Stop dramatizing yourself as an object of pity and injustice. For real self-esteem is not derived from the great things you've done, the things you own, or the mark you've made, but an appreciation of yourself for what you are. The exciting story unfolding upon this inner screen is one which is invented every second of your life, yesterday, tomorrow, but most important, right now. Since you are the dramatist, the director, and the actor, you can change the story as it unfolds, now, this instant, and for your whole lifetime. You can be the hero and conquer the villain. It's all inside you. It all depends on what you do with an image you carry inside you, an image which is your most important tool for good or for ill. It all depends on you and your self-image. We become what we think about. We become successful to the extent of our true desires and determination. Risk and success are at opposite ends of the same balancing beam. You cannot have one without the other.
What I wanted to get into is because he drops a real gold nugget in there, if you caught it, where he says dreams are the seedlings of reality. And of course, everybody has dreams of those quote lofty goals of, that dream life, if everything were to go perfect, however you frame it in your brain. The difference between dreams and reality, or the person you're trying to become, is simply that is the disciplined version of you. I've always said that. I had that light bulb moment in my head that the only difference between me and the man I dream of becoming is that the man I dream of becoming is the disciplined version of me, not somebody special. They don't have magical gifts that I don't. It is you. Most people detach from this feeling of it's unattainable. I'm not that guy. That's who I am idealistically, but there's nothing secret about what that guy does. It's just if you were willing to put in the work, if you're willing to fully commit, like he said, success takes risk and full commitment. How often would a man fully commit to something? And I mean do or die, to where you don't do the ego protection thing of if I fail, I'm a loser, or failure is life ending for some people. They feel like they're perfectionists, or it's the worst thing that could ever happen, or what would everybody think of me? All these negative emotions and thoughts start coming through somebody's head when they think about the prospect of failing when you try to go for your goals and achieve lofty visions you're having, and you fully commit to them. Because a lot of people pat themselves on the back by attempting to do something half-heartedly so that in case it fails, it's okay, because I left a little bit of wiggle room in there. If I went 100%, it probably would have worked, but this was too much effort. I put in what I had time for. It didn't work. That's fine. Move on to the next thing. Most people half-ass their goals and their visions just like that. Exactly like that. People walk through life in that exact state of mind that I'm afraid to fully commit to something, because if I fully commit and give it everything I have and I fail anyway, I am therefore a failure. And people frame it in their heads, instead of I failed and I'll try again, it's I'm a failure. You're letting the outcome define who you are instead of it simply being a result of you attempting something. It doesn't define you. You are not success. You are successful. You were successful in doing something. You succeeded at that. You don't say I'm success. It just sounds retarded. So why do you say I'm a failure? It doesn't make sense. You can't be a failure. You're just a person who tried something and that failed. And you need to keep putting one foot in front of the other and keep moving on from goal to goal to goal. This is life, guys. We're never going to have a straight shot to success. It's never going to be easy. You're never not running into obstacles, anything of that nature. Most guys give up and quit when things get difficult, or they go in half-cocked already, just waiting for things to get too hard, too overwhelming, and then they can let their foot off the gas and say, but I give it a shot. How many guys do you guys know, are you friends with, that had dreams, tried to, make it into a reality, and then it got a little difficult for them and they quit, or they gave up because it wasn't going their way, or they didn't have the heart to fully commit to it and really give it their all. Any little thing can stop a person. Most people stop themselves before they even take the first step. Everybody has dreams and goals, but how many people pursue them? Think of something you've wanted to do when you were a kid, or maybe a teenager or something like that, and you stopped yourself before even attempting it. Maybe you had some insecurity while you couldn't do this, or somebody made fun of you for something, and then you had no self-confidence in achieving that, whatever it was. Imagine you limited yourself. This is the greatest limiter you have. It's in between your ear. It's either boundless or limiting. Okay, you have to pick. Do you want to limit yourself, or do you want boundless opportunities in life? It's just switching that key, man, in your brain, and that's all it is. Thinking, like you said, a positive attitude will change your life like walking into daylight from a dark room. This is the magic, dude. It's just rewiring the way you think about yourself and self-confidence. That's what that is. Self-confidence, you can call it whatever you want. It's just the dude who has a crystal clear vision of what he wants to become, what he wants to do, takes actionable steps every single day. That's the guy who succeeds. If you go into anything in life half-cocked, has anything ever worked in any of your lives when you half-assed it? I think we all here as men learned brutal lessons of if you want anything right, you got to do it yourself. Right? You get that feeling of you got to go all in on something to get it done right. You have to do it yourself, because other people trying to do something for you, if you ever delegated, they go in half-cocked. For example, if you're a business owner, I could tell you directly, and you hire people to do some jobs you're delegating, they'll never, ever do it as well as you do, simply because they're not invested in the dream as much as you are. So for the guys that haven't started a business yet, a golden employee is somebody that does your job as well as you, period. That's all a golden employee is. That's the guy that you could depend on to finish any task anything you put on his desk, and it would come out as good as yours or better, because you're paying them an hourly wage or a shitty salary or whatever it is. Obviously, they're not taking a cut from the business directly. They don't have the same investment, man. So they don't have the same effort, the same drive. For them, the goal, the reward at the end is not the same. They get paid per hour or per week as a salary. You can't expect people you delegate to have the same excitement, the same drive for your vision, and to put in the same amount of effort. That's where you'll notice this the most. And these people, because obviously you pay them whatever it is that you're paying them, will always do, in the eyes of a businessman, a company owner, a shitty job. It's not up to your standard. And you learn to accept subpar work because no one will be invested like you are. That's your baby. So he said self-image is the most important thing. We've been hammering this stuff with psychocybernetics especially, and it'll be a reoccurring theme in a lot of the self-help book and the books that talk about, transforming yourself as a person. Self-image, guys. There's no amount of meditation. There's no amount of affirmation. There's no amount of pat on the backs that you could give yourself to get you to succeed and become the guy you want to be, unless you deep at your core believe you have the self-image that matches the dream you want. So until you think of yourself as the man you dream of, there's nothing that we can do in this room. There's no amount of conversations you could have in the Zoom calls. There's no amount of work you can put in every day. Nothing will work. You will fail. You are guaranteed to fail until you do step one. Before you even go into the gym, man, before you start to go on your diet, before all this shit, it's like step one, actualizing, realizing in your mind the image of yourself and it being the man you're trying to be. Stop thinking it of two separate entities, as if there's a magic switch that happens. You have to put all this work, every day, every single day, and then magically you become somebody different. Like you'll be somebody different. No, you have to internalize, I am that person now, and start to act out those behaviors naturally. Well, this person wakes up early and does this. This person eats this clean food. This person works on this side hustle. This person wants to start this business, learn this trade, whatever it is. Everybody's got different dreams, different goals, different habits that they like. But until you actualize that, every other step along the way is going to be you dragging your feet, dude. It's like having chains with huge metal balls. And every step you take, man, they're just getting dragged in the mud. It's hard when you don't believe in yourself. No amount of going to the gym and suffering, no amount of eating clean. When you don't believe in yourself, you will break eventually. There's only so much fucking willpower some human being can muster up before they break. You should be doing this with very little willpower. Like the difference between the guy hating himself and going to the gym and wishing he was a different person and just hoofing it through every session on pure willpower, hating being there and getting increasingly harder each day because he feels like he doesn't belong. He hates that he's probably fat or weak or skinny or whatever it is, the girl made fun of him because he was little or whatever it is, why he's in the gym. That guy that's going there simply on willpower alone is going to fail versus the dude who could be looking the same exact way. It could be the same exact person in another universe, but his mentality is coming from a point of self-image change of he looks in the mirror and he's delusional that he sees himself as like fucking looking like Arnold Schwarzenegger and shit. Like he sees his jacked version. He has internalized the image. When he looks in the mirror, he doesn't see his fat version. He sees exactly that guy he's trying to become. So going to the gym isn't a battle of will. It's simply what I do because it's who I am. You understand this key difference here? This is the difference between a successful businessman, a successful gym trainer, and weight loss journeys and weight gain journeys. It's those guys believe in who they are. Thoughts on what I just said? That should be putting a bulb in everybody's head a little bit.
Yeah, I got something to say. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, perfect.
Yeah, on that note, I think I was kind of doing a version of this without knowing it. Like back when I was in college, I was working full time, going to school full time. I worked like this kind of semi shitty job, stretched. And I came across like an opportunity. My buddy had like these ATM machines, right? And I thought like before I had one, I was like, man, how cool would that be to have one and have it make money while I'm just sitting there doing nothing? And I'd I think it was kind of a version of meditating, but I'd be driving in my, shitty car on the way to school and just thinking like, man, what if I made like $200 today from ATMs? And then I would think like, how would it be to make 2,000-3,000? So that was like my version of manifesting, right? And I remember thinking every day, like if I could just make like $2,000 or $3,000 a month, like passively pretty much, I think that would be so fucking awesome. And fast forward a year and a half, 2 years later, I bought the first ATM with money that was supposed to be for school books. Nobody used to get buying those anyways. So, so I bought my first ATM with that, went to the bank, got a loan to fill it. and I went to Bali. That was my first trip out of the country. When I came back, that fucking thing was doing like $900 the first month, and a light bulb went off, and I was like, this is what I'm chasing. Fast forward a year from there, 2 years. At the height of it, it was doing $15,000 a month between all the spots I had. It's since plummeted, but like, you see what I mean? Is like, I was just cool with 2 or 3 grand, and I ended up doing way more than that. And I chased that vision, right? And it's been the same shit. Like over here where I live, they're putting up these apartment complexes. And before I graduated, I'd be like, man, how cool would it be to work for a company and be like on the team that helps build that, you know, not physically, but like run the numbers and whatnot. Now I'm doing a job in commercial real estate development. I'm doing that, but now I'm pivoting. I'm like, this is not going to work. I've been watching your channel, Bo, too. And I've been thinking like, man, I got to get out of the country, right? I'd already been having that thought. Came across your channel. I'm like, everything he's saying is like on point. And so now I'm already setting up the system of how to do that. And like, I pivoted from ATMs to ecom. I've always wanted to get into ecom. So I took the action. I bought an Instagram course on how to do it. And right now I'm literally at the 5-yard line. I'm trying to get on Amazon. I'm on Etsy and starting to see some success already. But like, I'm doing the same shit. I'm like seeing the guys.
Imagining. Yeah.
Dude, 50, they're like, student, 1 year in, 60K revenue a month on Amazon alone. Half of that's profit. And I'm just already thinking like, all right, I'm going to go to Costa Rica, buy a condo for like 200K. Now I'm already just like, and even you're in my head about where you're at in Bucharest. I'm like, dude, I could go so many places. They're giving out golden visas. I just got to get the money. I got to get the internet money working, and then I can make it happen. And so that's the dream is what takes me, you know, is what
propels you forward.
I just keep thinking about the dream. And like, I go to the gym too. And like, guys that go to the gym, it's like the best thing ever. If you're just getting started, fuck whatever, nobody's looking at me, you just keep going. And like the same thing, you just, like you said, like for me, it's been setting like the weights, you know? And one of the things I was doing, there's this guy, Gregory Gallagher on Instagram I follow. I just absorbed his diet plan and everything. And he does the weighted pull-ups, right? When I started doing pull-ups, I could do no weight. Then it was like 10 pounds. Then I had it on 20. Before I injured my shoulder, I was at 3 45-pound plates. I kid you not. 4 reps. And people are like, how the fuck are you doing? I'm like, dude, you just start. You just slowly go, you know, and the dream, the vision pulls you forward, you know, and all that. But yeah, man, like everything in the video is on point, and what you said too. For me, it's like getting the vision of what it's going to feel like
exactly
to have,
the feeling.
Yeah. And you just imagine like you're already there. You're like, man, 3K a month. This is awesome, you know? And you just meditate on that. So
yeah, it's like almost like living in the future. I do the same exact thing. It's like living in the future. I get energy from the feeling of what it'll look like when I am there. And so whatever bullshit I'm dealing with in the present moment doesn't actually affect me, because I'm like, okay, cool. This might not be going well, or, oh shit, $300 here. What if this could be $3,000 one day? You know, and it just gives me more and more energy. Like nothing can stop you. And that's what it is. We're daydreaming in a sense. It's like, go back to basics, man. Daydream like you were a child. Use your imagination and just imagine for a second. Like if I made $50 doing this, what if I could make $500? And I would start to get excited like that. And I'm like, what if this is $1,000? A lot of people don't do that apparently,
dude. All I do.
The problem is most people don't get that excitement for these opportunities that come their way, that may think that can come their way. Like imagine somebody is successful in something, but they do the reverse. They're like, well, I made $50 doing this, but I probably got lucky. I don't think I could do this again. Like it ends right there. Right there is where you succeeded a little bit and you don't even give yourself a pat on the back, dude. Some people are so negative with the self-talk that they do one thing right. It either comes from parenting, right? Their parents beat them down. Their friends beat them down. Their teachers beat them down, like injected them with this poisonous self-talk. And so when they succeed at something, they feel like it's not deserving. And so they'll just shut it down. They'll go, I did this once. I don't know if I probably shouldn't do this again. I don't think it'll work next time. Bro, so many dreams have been killed thinking like that. Be like delusionally excited about your future. Like honestly, if you guys attempt something, have a small win, dude. Even a small win. Like something simple, man. Learn to fucking start an LLC or something. File the paper. Something so stupid that you barely benefit from. Just imagine like, I'm going to now be a successful business owner making $20,000 a month. Bro, all you fucking did was start the paperwork to be an LLC. Like you didn't do shit. But you have to have this mentality in your head, because that's the only thing that can carry you forward. It's these emotions, guys. You got to, when they say men do not utilize their emotions properly in the world today. We first of all all, bottle them up and never deal with them. And two, when they come out, it explodes and it's usually just anger and it's punching a wall or punching a fucking pillow or getting into a fight or something stupid. It blows over into stupidness and you don't even utilize it properly to propel you in life. What I mean by utilizing your emotions, it's harnessing all of them to make yourself better. And I mean, take all the shit that happened in the past, use it as fuel to get you in a better future and never be vulnerable like that again. Whatever it is that you feel you got wronged or whatever made you feel vulnerable or powerless or whatever it is that you're feeling. Use that to propel you forward. That's fuel, okay? Anger is good fuel. Then take that excitement, man, the delusion of like, what the fuck? What if this can work? I may have made $50 cutting grass today, but what if I could make $500? What if I could hire my friend to help me? What if like start branching out the thought, man, into like, what if I could have like 10 people working for me? I don't have to cut grass anymore. I could just teach people to do this, schedule everything out. Why don't you allow yourself to go in that direction? Harness the excitement. One of my friends started a landscaping company exactly like that. Him and his old man were doing it for extra money over the summers. They would go to people's yards in the neighborhood. And then he had the idea. His old man was cool just stopping there. His old man had another job, but he was like, you know what? Why the fuck don't I expand this? And he got delusional with it. You know what? I'm going to do landscaping beyond cutting grass. I'm going to plant shit. I'm going to start developing retaining walls. Bro, his head just exploded with ideas after cutting grass one summer and it being successful with his father that he was like, you know what? Fuck just cutting grass and hiring people to cut grass. I'm going to do all this other shit. He owns a large landscaping company. He's in a multi-million-dollar house now. He hasn't touched landscaping himself for I don't know how many years. He has multiple employees under him. His wife is a smoke show. And the dude started out cutting grass with his old man. And he was just so fucking excited at the prospect of, and he taught himself he did everything in the beginning with his own two hands, dude. Building the retaining wall, designing the landscaping, contacting all the rich neighborhoods, like going in there and like door knocking on everybody and saying, here's my work. Even if you don't use me, it's okay. Have my contact information. If you ever need me, I'll give you like half off in the beginning, right? He was like giving people stupid discounts just to get his foot through the door and be like, I know I'm the best that this city has to offer. I'll prove it to you for half off. You'll never use your other landscaper again. Dude, the amount of fucking referrals he got, it was mind blowing because while I was working on my business, he was working on his, and he's younger than me at the time. And I'm watching this kid blow up, bro. He's coming through now on lunches when we're all meeting up with a group of friends. He's fucking brand new truck. He's got brand new $100,000 truck. He's like, yeah, it's my truck. I'm like, is that your work truck? He's like, no, this is my private one. This is my personal truck. My work truck is even more expensive because he's got a whole bunch of tools and shit in the back. I'm just, what the hell, dude? And the kid was like 22 at the time, 22 already succeeding like that. It's maddening, dude. It's maddening. And then the difference is literally, he said the same shit you were saying. He's like, bro, I don't know. While I was like learning the basics and while I was like cutting grass, he literally had a moment when he was cutting grass with his father. Literally. He's like, dude, I was mowing the lawnmower, cutting this old lady's fucking giant ass front lawn and I'm sweating my ass off and there's like fucking bugs all over me and he's just sweaty and full of green shit from the grass. And he was imagining, bro, he's like, wow, one day I'm not going to be the one pushing this fucking lawnmower. One day I'm going to collect hundreds of thousands of dollars from people. And I'm going to be doing this in rich neighborhoods, not like some normal middle class, whatever, house, you know, like cutting just a big front yard in some old neighborhood. He's like, I'm going to be designing landscape for rich houses. And he fucking did it, dude, all through that sheer excitement of just every day he's imagining that shit. And it's just propelling him forward. That's a key. It's all self-image, guys. That's all it is. You're failing because you don't believe in yourself. It's not some stupid woo-ha shit like, oh, believe in yourself, bro. No, it's what we're really saying is you don't see yourself as that guy. How could you ever become that when you're not it right now? You have to become that guy in your mind, and then your day-to-day actions naturally draw you in that direction. If you think you're a fat fuck, if you think you're undeserving of anything, if you think you're a disgusting shit, or that you're a pig, or that you have no self-control, all the shit, it manifests in your actual behavior. You're going to go get the fucking Kit Kat at the end of the aisle. You're going to go eat like shit, some fast food, because that's who you are in your head. That doesn't have to be who you are in the future, who you should be later on, who you should become. You're not deserving of that. That is all shit that's been injected into your head when you were a kid. Who told you were a fat fuck? Who told you you had no self-control? Who told you that you were disgusting? Who told you all these things in your head? You know what I mean? You have to wind all this shit back. So no matter what, dude, I'll repeat, none of these fucking calls will matter. No amount of work you put in the gym will matter. No amount of eating clean will matter. You will break and you will fail until you've crystallized that image in your head of the man you're trying to be. If the self-belief isn't there, I will 100% bet against you every time you will fail. That's a brutal reality. We can't handle it because our egos can't handle it. What if I commit 100% and it doesn't work? What's plan B then? Bro, you committed everything. There is no other plan. Then what do? It's like an existential threat to your entire identity. But until you cross that line where you're really willing to die for it, you know how they say that's do or die? That's what they're saying. There is no plan B for me at this, bro. Fuck it. I don't know what awaits for me if I fail this, so I can't fail. That's how I felt when I had my business. I had no plan B. I was in my mind, plan B was I was sleeping under a bridge. I swear to God, I was thinking of that every day. Like, holy shit, I'm really going all in here. I'm spending all my money and dedicating all my time. If this fails, I will seriously be living under a bridge. Like, I swear to God, I can already, with my fucked up gloves, like over like those tin barrels, you know, with a fire and shit over it. That's what I was imagining myself. I'm like, I'm going to be fucking nothing and nobody if this fails. Dude, that fear, again, I was utilizing fear to propel me forward. I'm like, there is no option. I can't fail. Can't go out. Can't go party with you guys. Can't go see bitches. Can't do any of this shit. Don't give a fuck. Sorry, because I'll end up under a bridge. I got more important shit to do. Like, my priorities completely shifted in my brain of what was important and what I was willing to sacrifice. And the answer was I was willing to sacrifice everything and everybody. That's what it felt like. If any friend or any family got in my way, you were getting sacrificed. I can't talk to you anymore. We can't be friends. Can't hang out. You're wasting the fucking precious energy I need for this to succeed. So I removed any negative people from my life right away. And they'll get mad. You'll outgrow friends. You'll outgrow family. It's painful. You want them to come along for the ride. Some people can't handle the transformation you're undergoing. And some people just simply will refuse to understand what the fuck you're trying to achieve and will not give you the space to do it. That's another brutal reality. I've lost so many friends and family didn't believe in me. I say that story all the time. When I told people my grand plan in life, everybody was telling me you fail, you have no idea, you're not experienced with business. What do you think you're doing? What are you going to do if it fails? They're already fucking drilling into my head negativity. And what do you mean? I haven't even thought of what if it would fail. Bro, I barely was creating the vision of I want to be a businessman and I want to run a business and what type of business. You're going to fail. Already gets injected in me. So don't even tell people what you're trying to do. Fuck getting approval from other people if this is really who you want to be. Their opinions are fucking irrelevant. It's like stepping in dog shit. It means nothing to you. It's an annoyance at best. That's how you have to treat it. And that includes your parent. And that includes your girlfriend or your wife or your best friend or someone you'd bleed and die for. They'll never be invested as you are, bro, because that's your goal, your vision, your dream. And they won't believe in you until you believe in yourself. Like they'll tell you, I always believed in you. I knew you could do it. I'm so proud of you. All this, they'll be grateful for your success later, but after you achieve what it is that you're trying to achieve. Nobody gives a fuck. Talk is cheap. Telling these people what your plans are and what you're going to achieve is only going to lead to skepticism from their side. Because yeah, cool story, bro. We all have grand plans and it's so easy to talk about them, but are you going to be one of the select few that does it? Answer is 9 out of 10, you won't be. You're just going to be another fucking nobody that talks a bunch of shit about, oh, I got plans for this. I'm going to do all this stuff and this is what I want to be in life. Shut the fuck up already. You sound like, what do you want to do when you're an adult? Like you ask, that's a question you ask kid, you know, but what actionable steps are you taking? That's the difference. People will naturally gravitate to you and believe in you and then accept everything you say after you show them what you're doing is working. That's it. And that's life. So don't share your fucking goals. Stop telling people shit. Stop expecting them to approve of you. It's fucking irrelevant. Either you believe in yourself or not. And when you do believe in yourself, you won't seek that kind of approval in the first place because their opinion doesn't matter. The opinion of yourself that you hold of yourself is all that matters. That's it. All right. Enough fucking ear beating. Open forum. Feel free to talk. If you guys enjoyed conversations like this and you want to be a part of them, links are in the description below. Everybody else, appreciate you tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one.